Grand opening, grand closing. Puerto77 over here. Your only friend these YouTube streets. Listen, we talked about Microsoft recent financials, but it's actually worse than what I initially reported. This goes beyond just Xbox tanking. Like, it's bad. This is like, let me put it this way. It's so bad that all of the assumptions of Microsoft's strategy was wrong. And there is no way anybody could reasonably assume that Sony's going to follow the same suit, because Microsoft's strategy was just wrong. What am I talking about? Starts with this right here. Right here. Let me zoom in close. Zuayak says, the elephant in the room here is that if you exclude Activision Blizzard from this quarter, Xbox gaming revenue is down negative 5%, or down 5% year over year, with no software and services growth and sharp hardware revenue decline. In other words, you can see why Microsoft sees M&A as essential for growth. Let me make this clear, and I want to make this clear for everybody. All right, because people are having a conversation, critical thinking about what this means, and there's a lot of dumb ass Xbox fanboys in the conversation messing it all up because these guys are dumb, like dumb to the lowest. Like, this is like they didn't graduate high school. They're lying. These are the no left behind kids. That's who they primarily are. They're dumb as. Oh, I wish I could just outright curse right now. That's how dumb they are. All right. Yes, it was a great investment for Microsoft to buy ABK. Absolutely. That is not the conversation. Listen, Xbox fanboy, dummy, dumb, numbnuts, yoo-hoo, hello. The topic is not N-O-T on whether ABK was a good move or not. That is not the conversation we're about to have, estupido. Okay? So get that stupid shit out of your mind. Get that dumb shit out of the comment section. What the topic is, that if it wasn't for ABK, everything in Xbox is a failure. Everything. The strategy for day and date gaming on PC failed. Game Pass failed. Console hardware failed. Subscription services failed. Game sales on your console failed. xCloud, no console required, failed. Even the Bethesda acquisition itself failed. Xbox saving grace is ABK. So yes, ABK was a great investment. It saved Xbox. Because everything in Xbox, all those studio purchases, Bethesda, Ninja Theory, blah, 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 blah. Day and date on PC. Game Pass Ultimate. The goddamn refrigerators and toasters that you made. Failed. All of it. If it wasn't for ABK, you would be in the negative. As a gaming division. Negative. Failure across the board. Putting your games on PC did not help Xbox at all. The Bethesda acquisition didn't even help. It was power. Like, ABK is literally catching backaches trying to save this sinking ship. Everything failed on Xbox. ABK was your lifeline. So yes, ABK was an amazing decision to purchase. It's literally keeping Xbox afloat. ABK, like, at this point, Why even call the division Xbox? It's ABK. ABK runs this shit now. If not them, then no one. So ABK technically is like, why even bother? It is crazy. So this just proves stupid shit that was been mentioned about day and day PC, Game Pass, and all this stuff. No. That shit don't work if you're trying to be a platform holder. If you're trying to be a platform holder where everybody comes to your platform to play games, the moves Microsoft made did not work. ABK saved that garbage ass brand. This shit's unbelievable. Now, the real question is, I hope Sony noticed this bullshit. They need to focus on their console. They need to focus on, all the great things that people would want to buy from a console. And I know some people are like, well, I don't really want to buy a console. Then don't. But Sony needs to focus on those that do. Sony has a huge fan base. Absolutely huge fan base. Right? Don't make these stupid moves that sends a bad message and questions people. Are you really all about the product that you are making? So it's clear these moves are stupid. Day and date gaming on Game Pass didn't work. Day and date on PC didn't work. Refrigerators and toasters, none of that shit worked. It doesn't work. And Sony doesn't have $100 billion to buy Take-Two or any of that weird shit, okay? Because that was probably the only thing that did work for Microsoft was ABK. That's it. And that's because ABK makes a lot of money on PC and PlayStation. That's what's saving them. This shit is bad. Listen, this is bad. Make no mistake. That ABK is what's actually saving you. Because if it wasn't for that, everything would be dog shit. Absolute trash. Sony has the opportunity to completely dominate the console fan base and actually learn from Microsoft mistakes because the strategy didn't work. So it would be absolutely asinine to follow in their suit. It doesn't work. So in my opinion, I don't think Sony is going to do day and date on PC across the board. It's not working. That strategy doesn't work. Sure, can you make more money? But not in the extreme sense that you guys are making it out to be. It clearly not. It clearly, day and date on PC plus Game Pass did not help Xbox at all. It just didn't. So I'm sorry. This shit is an absolute disaster. And these Xbox fanboys are coping. And you can't even have an actual critical conversation. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you the nonsense behind all this, right? Let me show you how ridiculous. This is me. I literally put this in Barney terms. I even said it. To put this in Barney terms, Xbox Division is doing so bad that literally ABK is saving them. Yes, it was a great investment getting ABK because ABK is saving Xbox, not Game Pass, not day and date PC, not xCloud, not even Bethesda. It is ABK. With ABK, Xbox will be in complete negative overall, and y'all talk about PlayStation being in trouble. Pretty simple statement, right? Let me show you some examples of these illiterate fools who can't understand. Now, clearly, my tweet is about the fact that ABK is saving Microsoft, that Xbox, not Microsoft, Xbox, that everything else that Xbox did, the Game Pass, the day PC, xCloud, all failure and will lead to negative. That's literally the point of the tweet. Not a hard concept. Let me show you the stupidity of these Xbox fanboys. Example number one. So they have money to buy it flat out, not in shares, but actual cash. So your point is what? That it was a smart business move? The point is that if it wasn't for ABK, everything else is a failure. That's the point. The point is everything else is a failure. Game Pass is a failure. Day and date PC is a failure. xCloud is a failure. That's the point. I even said in the beginning that it was a smart investment. Let's continue on to stupidity. The assumption would be that if they had not spent the 75 billion on ABK, they would have spent those billions on something else. But ABK is giving them a massive headroom almost instantly. What the fuck? That's a whole different conversation. The conversation of if they didn't buy ABK, then what would they do? That's not the topic. No one said anything about that. Like, maybe I'm crazy. Did my tweet say anything about what could have happened? Like, nothing in my tweet talks about what would have happened if they didn't buy ABK in terms of like the money. So the $75 billion doesn't mention anything about that. What are you talking about, bro? You see how ridiculous, you see how dumb these dudes are? These dudes are dumb. Fucking dumb. They didn't graduate high school. They lied. These dudes no left behind. They were just given a diploma. The teacher just said, just fucking get the fuck out. Just go. Just get the hell out. I don't want to deal with your ass. Next student. As for hardware, I think it's a smart move to let it drag. Don't spend a penny on it, especially if you're already working on next gen. The past 2 or 3 earnings call already told us the revenue from hardware especially would decline, but revenue from gaming would increase dramatically. Like, what is he fucking talking about? I even told him. Like, listen, I even told him. Look, I even told him. My point is very clear. I'm not going to re-explain everything for you. I will say what you got out of my post is wrong. You are off the mark. You did not understand what was said. So reread and try again. Like, I literally tell them, like, bro, you're not talking what I'm talking. Like, try again. Like, if this was a school exam, you would get an F. You failed. You didn't understand the comprehension assignment. But he doubles down. He says, who is asking you to explain anything? It's called counterpoint, not explain your point. Maybe you need to reread what I apply. Homie, you can't counterpoint a point you didn't understand in the first place. Counterpoint means you're countering a point you understood. You didn't understand. Understand. Get it. You like, bro, 1 + 1 is not 3. +1 is not 3. It's not. But he's not the only one. I got another bozo. I'm like, oh my God. And most of these fools are in. Look at this guy. This bozo. He posts this. As usual, you're a fraud. Okay. So I'm thinking, all right. He has a screenshot of Zuhei. So I'm thinking, okay. Did Daniel Ahmed, Zuhei post something that counters my point? Because I'm literally using Zuhei's tweet, as my point. So let's see. Let's click on this receipt. It says here, a lot of people in the comments are conveniently excluding the last sentence and second tweet here. I'm saying this is why Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard helped them. Okay, yeah. Even I said that. Literally. It's ABK that's helping them. I'm making a comparison, not saying Activision Blizzard should be excluded full stop. I didn't say that either. See, what Daniel Ahmed is talking about is people feel he shouldn't be reporting ABK numbers, that they should be excluded here forward so we can see Xbox thing. But you can't do that. ABK is part of Xbox. But that doesn't mean you can't critically think and look at the overall numbers and be like, wow, if it wasn't for this portion of Xbox, which is ABK, all of this would be trash. This part is saving this part, which helps overall Xbox, which is why I said it was a great investment, because that investment is saving Xbox. But nowhere am I saying to stop reporting ABK or no longer include ABK in the deal. In fact, I'm saying they might as well just call it ABK. So this is another dummy that didn't understand the assignment. Once again, I carefully explained to them. How am I a fraud over that? He didn't contradict my statement. This just tells me English is at best your second language, and you haven't fully grasped it yet. You don't fully understand what's being talked about. And what does homeboy do? He double downs. He says, you talking to me or yourself? Because he's clearly saying Game Pass and other factors are also involved in the boost and not just ABK. No. He's not saying that, bro. He's not saying that. No, he's not. I mean, he's literally saying here the elephant in the room is that if you exclude Blizzard from this quarter, Xbox gaming revenue is down, with no hardware services and growth and sharp hardware decline. He literally said it verbatim. Bro, English is not your first language. It's clearly your second. You probably got your level of English and comprehension is probably at the 6th grade level, 5th grade, 6th grade at the most. What the hell's going on with these guys? Like, what the hell's going on with these guys? And then I tell him again, no, that is not why he's saying at all, not even close. I knew English was at best your second language. This cannot be denied. You have not fully grasped the English language. At best, 6th grade level. I'm telling them. And notice he's not denying it. Notice he did not say, no, English is my first language. He didn't say that. Because he knows I'm right. English is his second language. Because if it wasn't, he would have been said, no, English is my first language. But he didn't say that. Because I'm right. And the thing is, I can tell when I'm talking to people who are learning English, who speaks English as a second language, because they do not understand a lot of context to these conversations, and they misinterpret it all the time. That's what I'm used to. Like on Twitter, I'm used to identifying who knows English as of, and even then, that's getting even harder because there's people whose English is their first language and they still suck at it. But no, even after I'm telling them this, laugh out loud, you seem broken and repeating posts. That's because you didn't understand it the first time. So when a person usually repeats something, it's because you didn't get it the first time, so it needs to be repeated. I broke him. Okay. What? English is definitely, now at this point, English might be his third language. Maybe think before posting your usual BS how Daniel can easily call you people out. He didn't call me out though. In fact, I'm using him as a reference. He's my reference. He's my supporting argument he does my supporting points to my argument. He supports the view. In fact, I'm using his information to make my view. You don't understand English, buddy. And I'm telling him this. No, you simply don't understand what you are reading. It is absolutely insane. Listen, some of you guys are not smart. You need to focus more on getting more education. Go to college, take English 101, English 102, write some papers, learn about argumentative points, learn about citing a source. You guys desperately need to know this stuff because you guys are dumb. There's a lot of Xbox fanboys that are dumb as hell. And the crazy part is they are taking over because a lot of the people who have good critical thinking skills can and have, good analysis, good conversations. They cite sources. They're so tired of dealing with you idiots that they're just not in the conversation anymore. They just don't want to be part of the conversation because they just can't deal with the vast amount of stupidity. They can't deal with the amount of idiots that get involved in these conversations, right? So they just stop. So the people who you can have the conversation with, they're disappearing little by little. But the people who are just absolute idiots, you guys got unlimited amount of energy. And even when people point out like, bro, you got it all wrong, you don't sit back and be like, all right, let me double check. Let me make sure I understand. Make sure I didn't mess up. No, you don't do that. You double down. It's absolutely asinine, bro. Absolutely asinine, you guys. But anyway, this whole thing about Sony completely firing Microsoft, get out of here. Xbox failed. Absolute failed. Don't even call it Xbox. Can we just stop calling it Xbox and just call it ABK? Because that's really who it is now. It's the ABK publishing division falling under Microsoft. Not ABK on the Xbox. Nah. You can't be the overarching guy and you're a failure, but the subordinate, or the subsidiary department is absolutely successful. You flip them around. Xbox falls under ABK now. ABK is the new captain. That's just how it is. Anyway, you let me know what you think. This is your only friend's YouTube street, PlayStation77, and I'm out of here. And for you Xbox guys, stop embarrassing yourselves. God damn, go to goddamn school. Damn it. Grand opening. Grand closing.